Third topic, what we got?
Third topic today is a new segment I like to call Relations, Creation, Incarceration, Opinionation. I want to do an exercise and talk about who in the NBA draft have your opinions most changed since we did our big board. If y'all are like me, as we have done our NBA draft content, doing prospect breakdowns, doing these scouting reports, you probably have guys who have risen up your big board and fallen. I want to know who's changed the most in your eyes.
I like this a lot. Also, 2 weeks ago when I did the Axel parody, you told me you didn't know who Citizen Kane was and said, "Am I supposed to know who that is?"
One, respect to what you've done here is put yourself between a bullet and a target. Like that song did numbers at Charlotte Christian in the late 2000s. I know who Citizen Cope is. I just didn't know this particular song.
Oh, I see. I just called him Citizen Kane. Apparently, I don't even know the name. Anyways, continue. Cart, how are you right now?
Just let me know when you guys are done with whatever this is. We good to go?
We're good to go.
Okay, cool. Um, Two things here. One, I'm gonna coin the term little board for next year's draft. Way too many big boards out there. I'm gonna go in the little route. Second of all, the first name that comes to mind on who I think I was extremely low on, and then I started doing my draft work, and I was like, that's way too harsh, is actually Nolan Traore. I had him at I think 40th on my big board, which was harsh at the time. Um, but like I was when I started looking at it, his like last 15 game split of his season, where you kind of look at like maybe a freshman that has like a hard time in college, he was awful his first 15 games. The second 15, he's been incredible in a grown man league. And I feel like I'm not giving him enough credit. And also, I feel like I'm scarred from Killian Hayes, where I'm holding that against him. And I don't think I should anymore. So that'd be the first thing that comes to mind for me.
Mm, okay, all fair. I really didn't have too many guys this year that I was like high on and then watched film and felt worse about them. I think most of the ones that I'm negative on, I don't know. I just or the holes I found in film were guys I was already negative on. So my change perception is more about guys that I think I started loving the more I watch film. Trey Johnson, I think, is I know he's top five player in the class. I think there's a world he's the second best player in this draft class. And I don't really buy like the Sixers at three wanting like VJ Edgecombe, lock him up. Everybody else was like Ace Bailey. I think we're all missing a guy that can't miss as a scorer, to me, honestly. There's bigger questions with VJ and with Ace Bailey to me than there are with Trey. Dylan Harper's great. I get why the Spurs might need to take him at two, but I could absolutely see a world where we look back and Trey Johnson is just like a 15-year, 20 a game scorer that just doesn't miss. He's a supreme professional scorer.
I'm with you on Trey. I love Trey. The only school where he hasn't scored 20 points a game was Link Academy, oddly enough. Scored 20 points at Texas, scored 20 points in high school before transferring to Link. Very in on him. For me, y'all probably aren't gonna like this, but I've gotten to be very high on Caspers.
Whoa, talk me back into KJ, please.
So I actually learned a lot about him when I was doing a video for 10 things you need to know about Casper Yasunas for Riley every day, which is on the channel at this point by the time people are hearing this. Go tap into that, Illinois fans. But I just think he checks all the benchmarks of what you look for in these elite international prospects. Like he tore it up at the Adidas Next Gen tournaments. He was really good at the FIBA U18 Eurobasket tournament. On top of it, he put up like 19, 6, and 5 for Barcelona's second team. And then even just like watching the film, watching like what he was at Illinois, really the first, what was it, 2 months of the season, like there is a stretch between it was November 25th to January 5th where he was averaging 25 and 5 on 46% shooting from three before the forearm injury. It's like all of those, and I don't think he was ever right after the injury and then dealt with hitting a freshman wall. Like I just kind of buy him pushing through that. And it's like the stat sheet stuffing is pretty insane as well. Like just the versatility with he can play off ball too, and he obviously has the upside of an elite floor general. The more and more I watched him and the more I was just learning about his background, the more I find myself convincing myself that like he's going to be some combination of Josh Giddey without the extracurriculars and a fully realized Lonzo Ball.
Man,
Those are two of my favorite prospects in a
Lonzo,
while.
Lonzo was so good defensively too, though. Yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't that good defensively at UCLA. Like, remember, De'Aaron Fox got the better of him twice. De'Aaron Fox destroyed that man.
This video is brought to you by NBA 2KLab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's, that's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video.
It's De'Aaron Fox.
I know, but the narrative at the time was like Lonzo doesn't want the smoke. Lonzo can't guard him. And then when he got to the league, he made himself an all defensive team kind of guy. I think when you look at Casper's his steal numbers, at least that shows something that he can at least be disruptive. I have a fun stat that I say in my Casper's video, but he was one of four freshmen ever to make more than 50 threes, make more than 140 free throws, grab more than 180 rebounds, get 20 plus steals, and I can't remember the assist number. I have it listed like 100 something assists, and the only other freshmen to do it are RJ Barrett, Cooper Flagg, and Nick Calathis. Like, I think a lot of times we overlook how versatile he is on the floor just because of I mean, how bad the turnovers were at the end of the season and the settling for jumpers and just always resorting back to the step back. But I think there's still a lot to like there. And if he cleans up the turnovers, I very much buy him as a high level pro.
Right, I hear you.
I don't know if the he's RJ Barrett, Nick Calathis is the sell though on that. No, but
Okay, so
maybe.
Nick Calathis is just sprinkled in there, but RJ Barrett was the third pick in the draft and was putting up 27 and 7 at Duke and was seen as this surefire potential all-star at least when he came out.
I hear that point. Yeah. As a
So,
prospect, we don't view him the way we viewed those guys for sure.
right, right.
Uh, Last one for me. Kind of on the same accord as where G was going. I think that Jeremiah, I think, and this is me as a VJ Edgecombe guy, I'm not picking VJ Edgecombe over Jeremiah Fierce. I'm not.
Why is
And
that?
I just think that we're really ignoring what Jeremiah Fierce was able to do at the college level as a team that wasn't really that like I know Oklahoma struggled in the SEC, but the fact that he went through a full SEC season, full season as a reclass freshman, did what he did, and I just look long term with him. I just think like in the next 5 years, we're gonna be talking about Jeremiah Fears as one of the better guards in the NBA. And I think even in a short amount of time, I hate that I'm buying into this, but he is also like possibly still growing like into his body.
Mhm.
Like he visibly looks like he is physically in better shape, like because he wasn't in bad shape, but like there was a little bit of like reclass freshman to him. Now he's like kind of becoming a man a little bit.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a college freshman this year. That was my second answer for what it's worth. So I'm glad you hit on it. And as you talked through that and made this similar point to me, I guess the guy I'm negative on after watching film is VJ Edgecombe. Like truly, and I know you did a good Riley Everyday on him, which I enjoyed. But I think there's a world that VJ just is like Josh Jackson 2.0, where he's like this superb athlete. Yeah, he can get buckets, but like I don't know. Does he ever play within the flow of anything? Is he all transition and that's it? I don't really know. We're always going to have that clip of him with the Bahamian national team where it's like, oh, look at him. But I never saw that at Baylor, dude. He would just like get a chase down block once every 3 games, and that was it.
Dunked on Mark Few, son.
I think in line with the guard discussion with VJ, with Fears. Fears was another riser for me, just kind of going back and rewatching how quick he is with the ball, how good his handles are. A faller, and I'll pair this with a riser. I have a riser. I think Tyrese Proctor has a really safe floor with his defense and his shooting and his ability to be a secondary ball handler. But Khan is a faller for me. I just had to let the Duke fans out there know that I would take Tyrese Proctor in the first round. But Khan, I initially ranked him sixth, and as I just watched more film and even considered the upside, like I would take both Fears and Yakashonis over Khan, just with some of the athletic limitations, the short arms. Like I think Khan best case is Desmond Bain. I said that in the video for him, and that's a very, very good player. But that's you want that guy more in like the 8 to 10 range, not at pick five, not like picks 4 to 6.
I do want it known. I think it's absurd. Khan going sixth in this draft that like feels loaded in the top 14 is like such a sure thing. I'm also laughing because my superlative for Khan was he's most likely to own his own bobblehead, and I have no idea what I meant by that.
Just that I remember you told me he has a very bobbable head.
I think that's all it was. Yeah. And it just, I could see his family like owning a cabinet of bobbleheads, you know?
It would be very on brand. Or like those poppets or the pop
That too.
those little, yeah, the very very fitting for the Kniffel family.
Had to.